Hello everyone. We have already covered the theoretical concepts which were there in the unit 1. Some practical implementations which we have to do, the experiments from the unit 1. Those we cannot perform it on a mobile, or even that I want to demonstrate it on the computer. So when you come offline, those concepts will be discussed. Now today we will start a new section, that is the second part of the lab, which has three major concepts. One is HTML, JavaScript and CSS. What are those things we will discuss in detail. Now in this video we will be covering HTML. Now here what we will learn, or what is the use of HTML, briefly I will tell you. To create a web page. Now in this particular lab we will be learning how to create a web page. For creating a web page we are using HTML, CSS and JavaScript for front-end designing. Now let us discuss about the topics what we are going to cover in this particular video. And this HTML video I want to split it into 2 or 3 videos. So this will be my first video. So these are the concepts what you see on the screen, those we will be discussing in HTML. And I have also planned to demonstrate you how to run the HTML files on your mobile. With that, HTML, CSS and JavaScript file, all these. With that you can practice HTML, JavaScript and CSS before coming to the lab sessions, so that directly we can go for experiments. Now how to do that I will just explain it in the video, and I will share that video to you. Now in this video we will be discussing about introduction, what is HTML, the different editors used for HTML, different tags, attributes, elements and headings used in HTML. Also we will discuss about the browsers, so that I have not included here. I want to tell you about a browser also, what is a browser and what is the use of that. And rest of the elements such as heading, links, images, lists, table, all these are all these attributes, actually tag attributes, these are all practical implementation. That I want to demonstrate it in another video, where I will show you how to create the headings, how to use those heading tags. So headings is a tag and it has got number of attributes. What are those we will discuss when we do it in the practical sessions, and that you can test it on your mobile app. For that I will make a separate video and send it to you. Okay, let us start with the introduction. What is a web page? Web page usually having a hyper document or hypertext document that is provided by website to display to the user in the web browser. So you know the website, isn't it? So many of you are using the website. For example, our college website is there, svpkumta.in. Like that, there are websites are there. You are using amazon.in. That is a website. It's actually the e-commerce website. Like that, many websites are there. If you have already worked on a computer or even in your mobile, using Google Chrome you access the websites. Now those websites contain number of pages. So exactly when you work on the website, how it is happening, when you start typing the address of the website at the top of the address bar, such as www.amazon.in, so it will open Amazon. Then you click on any of the link. So wherever that hand comes, you click on any product or any concept. Whenever you click on that, it opens a page, and that is called as a web page. Each time you click, it opens one new page. That is called as a web page. Web page is a hypertext document. What is hypertext? What is and how it is created? We will discuss that. To display that, you are using a browser such as Chrome. Now let us discuss how to create a web page. To create a web page, we need a language called as a hypertext markup language. It is used for creating the web page. And how to create a web page using HTML we will discuss. We are also learning cascading style sheet CSS in the second part. Now we are learning HTML. Actually, this is used for describing the style to the HTML document, that is alignment to what when you design the web page with the HTML it will not be attractive. So to make it attractive, look very beautiful, so you must have noticed many of the websites, the alignments, the panels, what you see, those are very beautiful, which you cannot perform or do it using HTML. You should know CSS, that is cascading style sheet. So how to do that, that also we will be learning. So combination of both HTML and CSS, it gives you a basic web page. We call it as a static web page. But in the first part we will be learning about HTML. Now to work on HTML, you need HTML editor. HTML editor is used for writing the HTML code. So any text editor like Notepad can be used as a HTML editor. So I have picked some best HTML editors in the list. So I will just yeah, here Notepad plus is there. So these are the modern day editors. Now here on your mobile, just a minute. Okay, I have this. Okay, this is a HTML editor. So if you type here Notepad in this one, you will get this. If you type Notepad, you can open this. So I kindly tell you guys to note down this, how to open your editor. This is Notepad, but I will not use this Notepad for my work. I will be using some other editor. See, here are many editors are there. My favorite editor is this one, Sublime Text. Many of they are using this Sublime Text. I want you guys to install this Sublime Text. I will tell you how to install also, because most of the time what happens, we became a user, we don't know how to install and how to use that. So first we will start with the initial stage. We will install this Sublime Text, so that I will not demonstrate now. In the lab we will do that, then we will start our work. So like that many are there. NetBeans is there, Aptana. There is one more which I prefer, that is VS Code. So this is VS Code is there. So this is one more editor which I use for Python. Even HTML you can type here, Python, then even .NET can be used to, or coding can be done on this, like that many coding. So if you see the sections of editors, here you see I have one editor section where it is Spider, Anaconda, Jupyter. This is a PyCharm, like that many are there. Sublime Text. These are my favorite editors which I use to write the code in different languages. So that means if you want to write any code or a program, you need an editor. So here see VS Code is mentioned here, which I am having. This one is what I am having. Even Visual Studio is one more, so which I am using, which we can use for .NET development. Like that, in general, if I have to tell, editor is a software which can be used to write the code, and how to do that we will discuss in the next video. Along with that, I want to discuss about a browser also. Once you edit the code, you need to test that. So in your mobile you have a Chrome. So when you type a address into that Chrome website or a Chrome address bar, it will open your website. So those website it can access from the server. And what is server and what is client server architecture we have already discussed. When you type that address and press enter or search or go button, it will open that website from the server. Means your mobile will be used as a client, and the page what you want to access, that is linked to your domain name, will be accessed from the server. Now here we are learning how to create a website. So what we are doing, we are not using any server here. We are designing a static page. But to display the result, we need something, right? Or to check whether whatever the code we have written, how it is displayed. To check that, we need something. That is called as a browser. And for that browser, I have many browsers in my system. I can just show you that. Here you see. Here I have browsers. See, Firefox is one of the browser. Google Chrome is one of the browser. Microsoft Edge, or what we call Internet Explorer, is one more browser. Like that, many are there. You may be using UC browser in your mobile, or Opera Mini. Like that, many browsers are there. Any browser you can use. So how to use that, I will demonstrate it when I will go with the practical sessions. Now this was like about a editor. Next, let us discuss about HTML. What I will do is, I will go through these points, but let me explain you this four characters here. So here H stands for hyper, T stands for text, M stands for markup, L stands for language. So that means hypertext markup language. And as we have discussed, it is used for creating the web page, and its main task is to describe the web page structure. Now what is H? H stands for hyper. So what is the meaning of hyper? We will discuss first. Just imagine, so you must have noticed. So what we are doing is, in HTML we are creating the multiple pages. Means we create one page and we keep the contents in this, then we create a second page, we create a content in this. Correct? Like that, we are creating multiple pages. Unlike Word, in Word what we are doing, we are typing pages one after another, but here we are not keeping it like that. We keep one page, then that page is linked. I will type it as L, and when you click that link, it opens one more page, a second page. This is page 1 and this is page 2. When you click next page, next link, it will open third page. Like that it opens, like that it works. So hyper means what? Hyper means jump from one place to another. So this concept here, jumping is there, no, from one page to another, that is called as a hyper. When you click on the link, it just jumps from one page to another. And how to do that, we will do it, we will learn it in the practicals. But I'm not sure whether you can do it in the mobile or not, but when you come for the practical, you can do that. Next, what is, so when it jumps, so either when you click on one text which is marked like this, hypertexts are always marked with the underline like this. So when you click on this, you are not getting a normal area, you are getting hand. When you click on that, it will jump. Means that text is made as a hypertext. When you click on that text, it will jump. And that concept is called as a hypertext. And the language is a markup language. That is why it's called as a hypertext markup language. I hope you got it very clear. So what we have to understand here is, in HTML we are creating a web page, and you can link those web pages, that web page, with another page. That you can create a chain of links. So you can create one more link here, and you can make to open this page. And when you click on this link, this page will open instead of this. When you click this link, this will open. You can create one more link. When you click on this, this may open. Like that, you can have a multiple links, and you can make the pages to be opened. Then how we write the code in HTML? We use two main concepts here, a tag and element. What are those, we will discuss. To create a web page, we are using elements such as HTML is, suppose HTML is an element. How it is used, we will discuss that. And what is exactly element? Element tells the browser how to display the content. Suppose, assume that you have this text, right? Here I have placed some bullets, correct? And here this is somewhat large text, heading text. You want to display in this format, so that you can define using elements. So how to do that, we will learn it in the practical session. Actually, HTML label is a piece of content such as a heading or a paragraph. So you can define it as a heading, paragraph, lists with a bulleted or numbered list. So that concept is done by the element in HTML. Now exactly how this HTML structure will be. So here usually HTML starts with the tag HTML. So ignore this bulleted line. We don't have this bulleted line in this coding. No, don't use this bulleting line. So HTML is defining that. So what is the use of, see, this is element. So this is element. HTML is element, and it is written in greater than and less than symbol. That is called tag. That is called tag. Okay, and usually the elements are written in a tag. So why we write HTML? See, if you don't write this topmost code up to head and this, still if you write body and this part, the HTML code works. It is executed without any problem. A basic HTML code. But still we are writing HTML at the top. Head and all, what are these things I will discuss later afterwards. And we end with, say, usually when we talk about a tag, it is written here like this, HTML. Then this is ended with /HTML. So why we are writing this HTML? Because the user or a browser has to understand that it's a HTML code. That is why we are writing this HTML. Without writing HTML also the code works. Simply if you write only the body part, it works. No issues. Now what is this HTML? It's mainly used for representing that it's a HTML code. Then next we can go for the head. Head is defining the header part. What it will include, we will discuss later. I don't want to discuss much. Whatever is displayed in the web page, that is written in the body part. So this was regarding tags, attributes and elements. So I have already discussed with the element. So it's defining, it is defined by a start tag and end tag. So here h1 is an element defined with the starting tag, and with a slash, this is ending tag. So that means this tag will be displayed as a heading tag. Now you can define this paragraph. So P is a paragraph tab. This is opening and closing. This is an element, and what is written in the open and closing bracket, what we are using, sorry, greater than less than symbol, what we are using, that is a tag. It has two tags, one is start tag and another one is end tag, and the elements are written in that tag. Okay. Now what is a tag? HTML tags are like a keywords which defines how the web browser will format the display. Means here if we have written h1, it's a tag, the element is written. So here we know that element is defined by starting tag and, yeah, this is one element, this complete is one element, this is complete one element, okay, and it is defined by h1 and /h0, and h1 is a tag here, and whole content is called as a element. So h1 and h1 close, both elements, if you write it together, it becomes both tags, if you write it together, it becomes a element. So browser, the web browser interprets this tag. So what is the browser? That may be a question in your mind. Here the browser is your Internet Explorer. So that is what I said, browser. Yeah, here we have this browser here, Internet Explorer or Chrome or Firefox, like that. Okay, that is tag. So when we do it practically, we will get a better idea what is a tag. This is just a theoretical concept which will be used for Viva. An HTML element can have an attribute. So about that I don't want to discuss anything much, but I will tell you briefly how to do that. What is that? Here we have a P tag, paragraph tag. So in Word and all, we know paragraph can be aligned as a left, right, center. So that you can define in that p tag here in this one as align, right or left or a center. You can define that is called as an attribute. That is called as attribute. I will demonstrate it when I will show you how to work on that. So it provides additional information about the element. It always specified in the start tag. Yes, this is very important. It is always specified in the start tag, not in the one example also here it is given. Suppose assume that you want to give the name for that particular tag. You can use name equal to value. For example, if you are using a button, you want to give the value, so it's a button for click or add or like that. You can just define a name. It will have an ID also. Then those concepts you will start understanding as we will learn practical concepts. So this was about a attribute. So in this video we will include this, and in the next video we will learn how to create a web page using HTML.